Somebody call the fire department because Caitlin Collins from CNN just got cooked by White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt. And it is amazing. All right. I love it. Saw this from Libs of TikTok. They wrote to White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt fires back at CNN's Caitlin Collins. If outlets in this room push lies, we hold them accountable. So I want to go ahead and talk about this. This is kind of a bad day for media because not only did Karoline Leavitt go ahead and just go completely unhinged against a CNN, but check this out. I just saw this from shared by Elon Musk, but this is by the VA Secretary Doug Collins, and he actually torches the media as well. And again, holding them accountable. I just had this thought, like if the White House doesn't hold the media accountable, who's going to hold the media accountable? So I love this. So I'll go ahead and start with this video by Karoline Leavitt as she is on the podium. Check this out. Oh, also, real quick, guys, welcome back to the show. I hope it finds you well. If you like being part of these conversations, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Okay, check this out.
Which White House official made the decision to bar the AP reporter from the Oval Office and the diplomatic reception room last night?
Well, first of all, let me just set the record straight. It is a privilege to cover this White House. It's a privilege to be the White House press secretary. And nobody has the right to go into the Oval Office and ask the president of the United States questions. That's an invitation that is given. And there are hundreds of outlets on this campus, many of you in this room who don't have the privilege of being part of that pool every single day and getting to ask the president questions. We reserve the right to decide who gets to go into the Oval Office. And you all have credentials to be here, including the Associated Press, who is in this briefing room today.
But isn't it retaliatory in nature is the argument, because the reason that the AP was barred, which they said was because they're not using the phrase Gulf of America, they're using Gulf of Mexico in line with their standards. And so the question here is this setting a precedent that this White House will retaliate against reporters who don't use the language that you guys believe reporters should use? And how does that align with the First Amendment commitment that you were just talking about?
I was very upfront in my briefing on day one that if we feel that there are lies being pushed by outlets in this room, we are going to hold those lies accountable. And it is a fact that the body of water off the coast of Louisiana is called the Gulf of America. And I'm not sure why news outlets don't want to call it that, but that is what it is. The Secretary of Interior has made that the official designation in the geographical identification name server. And Apple has recognized that. Google has recognized that. Pretty much every other outlet in this room has recognized that body of water as the Gulf of America. And it's very important to this administration that we get that right, not just for people here at home, but also for the rest of the world. Sure.
There we go. I love it so much. There's a couple of things that I really want to point out. For one, I love that in the beginning, Karoline Leavitt shares that, like, first of all, this is a privilege. It's not a right to be in that room. It is a privilege to be in that room. I thought that was great. And I also think it's interesting in that so many of the tactics that we actually see from the left have to do with language, right? It's the same language that we saw whenever President Trump wasn't president and they referred to him as former president. And that's just something that you don't see happening to any other president. Like you read anything about Obama, they'll still refer to him as President Obama, right? Regardless if he hasn't been in office in over a decade, right? But they use that language for Trump because they want to degrade him. They want to discredit him. And I see that same language being shared right now with the Gulf of America. And I took out my phone and I was like, oh my gosh, let me see. I haven't really seen it for myself, but on Apple products, it is the Gulf of America. On Google products, it is the Gulf of America. According to the Secretary of Interior, it is the Gulf of America. So now it is actually completely false for AP to actually continue to say that it is the Gulf of Mexico. So again, who's the fake news? Right? Who's sharing misinformation? Is it the White House or is it Associated Press? So again, I really, really wanted to share that. I thought that was really good. There was another moment where Karoline Leavitt actually started to defend DOGE and Elon Musk, right? Because again, someone was trying to discredit DOGE. And this is something that Doug Collins, the VA secretary, is actually going to talk about at a later clip, but I did want to share this for a moment just because I thought it was really, really good.
In the Oval yesterday, gave us some information on that. We're just wondering if there's some proof, evidence. Is the White House willing to share evidence of those fraud claims, or can Elon Musk come to the briefing room and share material evidence of what he's talking about?
Sure, I would love for Elon Musk to come to the briefing room. That's why we had him go to the Oval Office yesterday, where I think he provided great answers. He was speaking in layman's terms, speaking common sense to all of you in the media, but also to Americans at home. But I would say especially to all of you in the media, because I think it's a real fallacy that there's this alleged lack of transparency when it comes to DOGE. President Trump and Elon Musk have been incredibly transparent on what DOGE is doing. There is an X account with the DOGE handle. They are tweeting out what they are doing on a daily basis. They have a
And if I could just say this real quick, I was watching some other news person talk about this, and they were like, is why, and this person's on the left, right? So they were like, is Caroline Leavitt really trying to say that an X account is transparent? And I'm just like, yeah, I think that's completely okay, guys. If the people are on X, why shouldn't Doge be on X? Why shouldn't all these other people be on X? Like I saw that Melania Trump from her FLOTUS account shared that, oh hey guys, the White House is open again, just so you guys know. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's great. Why? Because that's where you can meet people where they are. The same reason why President Trump went on podcasts, right? Because he's meeting people where they are. People are already listening to podcasts, so why not go on podcasts? If people are on X, it is perfectly appropriate for government agencies and departments to be on X too. This is transparency. This is what people like. Sorry for wanting to go on that little rant real quick, but I feel like it's real. You know, they set the bar. If you're a department, if you're an agency, you should be on X and you should be sharing with people what you're doing. I think that's good.
Have a website where they are posting the receipts of the contracts that they are reviewing and the payments that they have stopped from going out the door. The secretaries of our departments have stopped from going out the door. And I would also say that before it was Elon Musk making our government efficient and accountable, it was some unnamed bureaucrat that none of you knew. Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. He's also now one of the most highly scrutinized men in the world alongside President Trump because of what he's doing and the access that he is allowing. So there's great transparency. As for the actual receipts, we are happy to provide them. And I actually brought some today because all of you know I love to bring the receipts. We have contracts upon contracts that we can send and provide this information to you. Let me be very clear. We are not trying to hide anything. We have been incredibly transparent and we will continue to be. These are screenshots of contracts that DOGE found across our government. This is a DEI contract, $36,000 for U.S. citizenship and immigration services. That is against the president's policies and his America First agenda. This is a $3.4 million contract, a Council for Inclusive Innovation at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, Department of Commerce, another DEI contract that DOGE identified. I can continue to go through these. Oh, I love this one, $57,000 for climate change in Sri Lanka. What is this doing to continue the interests of the American people? Absolutely nothing. These are the line items across the federal government that DOGE is identifying daily. They're moving very fast. There's a lot of paper that we can show you, but we're happy to do it. This administration has been more than transparent about what DOGE is doing. And here's one of their tweets that they posted about the mine. I believe this is in Pennsylvania, where the federal employee retirement system is being processed. Did anybody know this was even happening in our country before Elon Musk talked about it in the Oval Office yesterday? A lot of Americans didn't. So we are providing transparency and accessibility on a daily basis when it comes to DOGE.
There we go. And I don't think there's anybody out there who on a good ground is saying that there's a lack of transparency from this administration. If they were following what happened with the Biden administration, there is just no chance that's a solid argument. Okay, so also real quick, guys, if you like these videos, I'm sure you would love my newsletter. So if you want, please go ahead, sign up for the newsletter. I just came out with one yesterday, and this is actually a really popular one. So go ahead if you want to be part of that conversation. I think it's great. It is free, but there is a paid option if you're someone who really wants to be an investor in what we are doing. Okay, so this is Doug Collins actually talking about, again, the same nonsense from the media, except a little bit more specific, because he shares in this video that the media went ahead and ran with a hypothetical and portrayed it as the whole story, and pretty much calling out fake news for what it is. Check this out.
Hey everybody, it's Doug again. I can't believe it. I've been here about a week. And you know the one thing that hadn't changed about DC? It's the media up here that like to tell you stuff that they want you to believe. I'm going to give you a breakdown. This is how it happens in the media up here. They take a possibility and then they run with a story because they want you to believe it because they got to write something. And then frankly, they don't know what to write because right now President Trump is making progress and this administration is doing what it said, making promises and keeping them. But let me tell you one that's right now. There's a one that's going around in the media right now about veterans benefits being cut. I'm the Secretary of VA. I'm going to tell you right now, that's not happening. They can do hypotheticals all they want. I'm telling you about reality. Reality is veterans benefits aren't getting cut. In fact, we're actually giving and improving services in our Veteran Benefits Administration. They're actually clearing cases quicker. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing. There's also this rumor out there that DOGE is out there, is this infamous thing that's going to take personal information and do that. I'm telling you what, we got DOGE representatives here that are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And that is looking at our contracts, making sure that we have the best run facility for efficiency to make sure who? The veteran gets the care they need. I'm happy to partner with them to find things that we need to get rid of so that we can put the money where it belongs. You know where that is? Back with our veteran. President Trump's hit the ground running. We've hit the ground running. And like I'm saying, if you want to come for the real truth, come to see me.
Wow. If you want to come for the real truth, come to see me. And I love how all of this is just, you know where all this is going? All the efficiency, all the transparency, you know where it's going back to? It's going back to the veteran. This is incredible. This is, again, the transparency that we love to see. And you know what else we love to see? I like that little segue. This is what else we like to see. This is from the White House. They shared these incredible pictures after Tulsi Gabbard got confirmed and sworn in. Okay, check this out. Here she is in the Oval Office. Here she is with President Trump and with Ronald Reagan in the background. So good. I just think this is really, really incredible stuff. What a great day for Tulsi Gabbard and fans alike. This is so good. And here's one of the last things that I want to share. I saw this from Senator Mullen, and he said, "It's official. Tulsi Gabbard is your director of national intelligence. Did my best to record it here." But look at this. Look at this last sentence. You see that? Bobby is next. Bobby is next. RFK Jr. is next. And I just think this is great. Anyways, that's pretty much the whole conversation. If I could share this, I posted this tweet, which is that one of my last issues is one of my most liked newsletters, and I wasn't expecting that. So I do want to say again, real quick, guys, my newsletter is awesome. I really like it, and I think you guys will too. So go ahead and sign up. I kind of have a goal. It's to hit 1,000 newsletter subscribers because I think that'd be amazing. And I just think a lot of people have I think it's actually really great because with this new format, people could actually share what they want, right? And people have really responded. Like, look at this one has 4 likes from Randall Robinson, right? Divya is right here as well, sharing what they think, and they're from Germany, right? Like, and I love how this person shared that, like, they're thanking me for the opportunity to comment. And that's really what I wanted to do with this space. You know, for one of my goals for 2025 is to really go deeper with you guys and create more spaces where people could connect and engage with this kind of information. And I just think this is great. And I think the newsletter is like a perfect medium to do that. So if that sounds interesting to you, I go ahead and the plan is to send out the newsletter a couple times a week directly to your email. So if that sounds awesome to you, go ahead and sign up. And again, it's completely free. But if you're someone who's been, blessed financially, you could become a paid subscriber if you want. And yeah, it'd make me happy. All right, guys, that's pretty much the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. As always, let me know what you thought about some of these conversations from the White House press sec, Karoline Leavitt firing back at Caitlin Collins. Did she get obliterated? Did Caitlin Collins, is Caitlin Collins going to be allowed back in? I'm not so sure, but we'll see what happens. All right, guys, have a good day, and I will see you all next time. Episode's over. Already? Geez, that was fast. Well, they say beautiful things do not last forever, but feel free to watch and listen to another one of these episodes if you're interested in those conversations as well. Also, this next part is huge. Make sure to obliterate that like and subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never skip a beat. I also have a newsletter where we dive into the news, politics, and ideas that shape our future. If you're interested in signing up, I'd really appreciate that. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you next time.